We also appreciate the hell out of this man who's about to break down the big boys of football. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the championship rounds episode of In the Trenches with A.Q. Shipley.
Very disappointing by these guys.
You're chosen.
We lose the quarterback early, but guess what? We get an awesome design. Now we get a miss. Now check this out. The guy that makes this kind of play very interesting for Christian. Christian has to make somebody miss, right? We don't want it to be him. We want it to be someone else. But when we get this, we get the wham. Check out the concept. I'm going to miss breaking these guys down because, man, the concept is awesome. Watch what it does to both linebackers when we get him pulling behind and him pulling behind. So we're going to get him up to there, and then this is what we call the wham, right? Kiddo has to block here. You can block this a million different ways, but what they do is they get the triple whammy, if you get what I'm saying.
Whoa,
We get one wham here, wham there, and then we get Big Trent up there, we get the center up there. This guy is supposed to be blocked by him, but it fucks everything up by him coming on in there. Now watch. Fletcher Cox thinks we got him. Nope. Kittle's going to ear hole. There it is.
Sorry, Fletch.
Same thing here. Goes behind. Look what it did to the linebackers. It sets up the blocks. If we rewind that, once we see this guy pull behind and this guy pull behind, watch. Boom, boom. Look at that. Now it just sets up the blocks for Big Trent in the center, and then Christian makes him miss, him miss. See ya.
Let's go, McAfee.
We're going to miss watching these guys.
Yeah,
We are going to miss watching them.
They'll be back, right?
They'll be back.
The
Don't know who
scheme's
the
too
quarterback.
good for them not to lose or not to win.
It's so good. And like even, again, we can't talk about it because they got their asses beat, but man, even some of the schemes they had designed for Philly, it was awesome. They had some really good stuff in the game plan early, some really cool things, some really good wrinkles on some other stuff. I wish I could have been able to highlight. Can't do it. But
I mean, that's fucking so much.
Perfect. McGlinchey's the only free agent, right?
yep, on the whole
of them
group,
are
really.
back.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how good is that, though?
What a run.
Unbelievable.
Again, it's the same thing we talked about. We heard Kittle talk about it last week. They're just putting people in position to succeed, and they constantly do it. We get everybody working this way, and now look how easy it makes Trent's block. Look how easy it makes Center's block. Boom. We don't even got to block him. Don't even got to block him. Banks, he's just got to seal on the backside.
Making it easier for Trent.
Yeah, could have done. They needed 7 more of those. Go ahead.
Beautiful play design, but I mean, Philly had him for no gain, but Christian is just that good, making dudes miss in the hole and breaking every tackle on the field, I feel like.
Yeah. He was so good. I mean, God, what a difference maker he was for them this year. Unbelievable.
Wonder where he'll play next year, too. Also a free agent.
Is he?
Yeah.
He might get paid again, huh?
He might be the top running back and wide
They
receiver
are not
free
making
agent.
that trade and letting him walk out that building, I promise.
Oh!
Hey.
You know football.
Hey, the next 6 plays, Philadelphia Eagles, boys.
Whoa! Johns. Look at these Johns.
Fly, Eagles, fly, huh?
Fly.
Eagles fly
on a road to
victory.
Fly,
Eagles fly.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Nailed it.
All right, so check it out. AJ, talk about this a little bit because his gap is here, correct? He's got to play this A gap. Now watch what this guy does to affect him this entire game. You're going to see it on this entire segment. Just the ability of the RPO and the quarterback run sends him back here, doesn't get to his gap because he has to play that, and then you get 600 pounds to here, 600 pounds to here. This play started on the 7. Watch where they fucking end up. At the goal line. Watch where they end up. At the goal line. Goddard hangs on for dear life, but does just enough to get it underneath, and then you get the
Big gaping hole.
Look at that. Hell yeah. It's unbelievable.
Is that a playoff big gaping hole? Because we've seen some big gaping holes.
We have, but that's a playoff. That's big. I mean, everything shrinks down a little bit in the playoffs. That's a huge hole in the playoffs. Huge hole.
In the red zone, too. I mean,
In the red zone.
There was another play where it looked like Fred
AQ.
Warner's controller died on one of these read
yeah,
options.
we'll see it.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
on
we're gonna
here.
see it.
AQ, real quick, if Fred Warner came and he stood up in that A gap right in front of him pre-snap, would they get out of this, or would Jalen be like, this be a guaranteed pull, or what?
No, it's still same thing because really, with him out here, it's still, we're treating this as 6 blocks, right? Same thing. It would just speed up this block. Now they can't hang as long as they would, but this guy predicates how quick they get off. I mean, it'd be the same thing. Now, if he was up there, it would just be go. We still have a great play. We're still 6 for 6. keep him the widest. Who gives a shit about him? Don't worry about him.
Good luck stopping it.
Can't do
No
it.
chance.
Can't do
no
it.
shot beating that.
Can't do it.
All right.
Oh, he's dancing with the bird.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Gotta love this. Can we get a little highlight on Mr. Kelsey here? Can we get a little highlight on him?
Yeah, you're goddamn right.
I don't know if we can get, I don't know if this is calibrated, but can we find out when he snaps his hip how far he goes over? Wait till you guys see this shit. Again, inside zone weak. Same fucking play. Now watch Fred Warner. Stuck in concrete.
Oh, yeah, he's the one.
Stuck in concrete. He just stays there because he's got to play Jalen. He's got to play the RPO. He's reading that whole thing out. And instead of him being fast to go, now check this out. Check out the eyes by Lane Johnson. He becomes the new backer. They're originally slipping to him. But when he comes here and he stays back, this becomes the new guy they slip to. Now watch Lane Johnson come back and just stonewall Hufanga here. This is incredible.
With a torn groin.
Boom. Stonewalls. Let's go back a little bit here. Watch Kelsey snap the hip. Watch him hit the hip. The hip is key. You hit the hip, people fucking fly. It's unbelievable.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Oh, jeez.
Raw power.
I mean, how good is that?
Kelsey Pyre.
Fred's got
Guy
cement in
got
his skates.
tossed.
Is that a big enough hole?
Yeah.
I'd say.
That a big enough hole? When Kelsey there, go from there to there. You got 10 yards to run through.
Jeez Louise. Unstoppable.
So even with Ebekum sitting behind there on the end, Fred Warner still has to stay to.
Absolutely. Because he's got double responsibility, and that's where the running quarterback really gets. He's got double responsibility to handle him. He's also got double responsibility on the RPO. Now, check it out. Same play.
Hold on. Shouldn't we have somebody else spying Jalen than Fred Warner?
Yeah.
Typically, the way that they were doing it, and if you watched them the whole first half, it's the same way they played us when I was in Arizona with Kyler, to handle the zone read. It's really the only way to really do it and affect everything. You saw it early. You saw Bosa crashing to the junction point, the junction point being where they're getting the handoff, right? So that's how they played it the whole first half, and they played it perfectly for a while. You're going to see the play later where Bosa kind of gets a little nosy, sticks his head inside, and then they get outside.
Boston Scott.
But boom, he goes and handles the junction point, and then Fred's ready to scrape over the top, which, if you guys remember the play down on the goal line, they ran it, and Bosa and everybody blew it up. That's what they're trying to do.
Fred's out of the play, though, AJ. He's the best player on the field.
Yeah, it really puts you in a predicament when playing this Philadelphia offense, man. I don't know. I'm curious to see what the Chiefs' plan will be, because obviously they have time, and they're going to have you're going to have solid rules on how we're going to play certain plays.
Yeah, that's tough. It puts them in a predicament on every single play. The best football player on the defensive side of the field is him, and he was in a predicament the entire game. Check this out. Here's a little wrinkle. Gotta love this. Same exact play. We've just watched 2 plays in a row, except the 2 plays in a row before, we have a 3 technique to the play side, so Kelsey's allowed to go, and it's full zone. Boom, boom, boom. Now we get the 2-eye. How are we going to add a little wrinkle to this? We're going to cut the defense right now. Widen him. Get here. Get your best player in space out in space. Now watch this. We get Kelsey pulling around. We're still getting the slip block on the backside. Again, Fred Warner stuck in fucking concrete again.
Man.
Can't be fast to go. Now look at Kelsey around. Boom. There's the hole.
Walk in.
I mean, how fucking good is this? It's unstoppable.
So Sirianni, a fucking offensive genius.
It's just what he's been able to do with Jalen is unbelievable, because the defenses have to account for him. They have to account for the RPO. You're constantly getting this, which is 6 in the box. 6 in the box will let them run every time. Really, put an X over him. 5 in the box, because he can't make his mind up. You can hand this ball off all day long, and you got numbers front side. Or, now he's fast to go, you get this out the backside, or you get the RPO hitting the slant right there.
So is there a way to beat it? Do they just blitz? Is that the easiest way? What is the?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, nobody's been able to stop it this year. I mean,
Or though,
Penetration.
AQ, couldn't you say, okay, Bosa, the unblocked guy, hey, hats on you. You have to take Jalen so Fred can roll.
Yeah.
that's it, man. You got to. But then he's slow to go, then, right? And then you get him thinking, okay, let's get up the field to stop Hurts, and here's the huge backside cut right there. It puts everybody in a predicament.
Penetration kills everything. That's the only possibility.
Yeah,
really,
zone
I
read.
guess.
That's always been the winner, is penetration at
That's it.
D-line.
And their interior is just too good.
How many people have been able to penetrate that offensive line? too?
Oh, nobody's penetrating.
Nobody.
How about
They're
this guy?
not getting
How about
penetrated.
this guy?
That guy could penetrate him.
Guy's penetrating. He's a good shot.
Yeah.
It's a good shot. This one's tough to stop here because
Okay.
this is what
Okay.
Fred's worried about.
This is exactly. So check this out. Now, this is the perfect call into this because he becomes a blocker in this. We're getting the quarterback draw this side. We've talked about this all year long, which I absolutely love this. We saw the Minnesota Vikings do this. We saw the Philadelphia Eagles do this a lot this year. And what that is get him basically making a decision. So Jason's going to get back off the ball, and we're basically going to man everybody else. Man, 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 man. But with the 2-eye here, 2-eye meaning inside shoulder this guard, we're able to get him cracked and already sealed, okay? So Dickerson's going to come down. Boom, we get the crack right there. Now that sets up the seal. Once we get that, now Kelsey's going to pull around. Now check this out. They get movement here. He slants because we're getting the safety off the edge. So now instead, if Hufanga would have come underneath here, it might have changed the whole difference of the play. But he stays wide, makes an easy block for him. Now Kelsey's able to read this whole thing out, get around, and just be the lead blocker on this draw. It's awesome. Look at this.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
I mean, how good is that?
That's big.
Perfect play call.
Perfect
Perfect
play call
at the right time.
At the right time, exactly.
Yeah, that luck here, or he knows that they're
It's
going
a
to
little bit of luck. That's a little
You
bit of
think?
luck. Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah,
Because same thing, like I said, if Hufanga comes underneath there, that play gets blown up.
Lucky
You
thing
heard
is
that
that.
be smart and lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Could be
teams
smart
that
and
win the
lucky.
Super Bowl get that good luck.
That's it. That's it. And look at this. On the backside, best linebacker in football. He's in coverage.
He doesn't even know.
He's in coverage with his back turned to the play.
He's got no idea.
Because look, the offensive
Fred,
line's giving you a
Fred,
pass,
Fred.
giving you a pass read other than Kelsey.
Exactly. And
Hold on.
even him, with him setting back, initially tells them pass.
Boom.
He did this against
I'm
the
going
Colts
right to
to
my
win the game.
coverage. Gosh.
He did this to Colts.
Yep.
Because these guys, linebackers, they're all reading the offensive line on if it's a pass or a run. They all pass set. It's a
Boom.
pass.
That's a pass.
Pass. That's what somebody's saying.
Yep.
Pass.
The Broncos
Pass
sideline.
draw.
Yeah.
You're thinking pass draw no matter what.
And then boom, we're out the gate.
They
See
did
you
that
later.
to beat the Bears, too.
I mean, look at Kelsey in space. Do you guys understand how freaking hard that is? AJ, talk about how many times you've made an offensive lineman miss out in space like this.
It's impossible. That's why I've always said, like, guys like Kelsey are so difficult to play. Like, look how quick and fast this dude is. In like centers like that are Kelsey's size always gave me the most problems because they're 20 yards down the field and they'll never let you go. So
Yeah.
he's so good.
It's incredible.
Runaway locomotive.
There's about to
Yeah.
be more from old Kelsey right now.
Yeah.
There's more.
Little Kelsey highlight tape here. Here's the one. This is the one I'm talking about.
Hey, is this the
Yep.
best year a center has ever had?
He's having an incredible year. I mean, this is probably, and it's interesting because they were talking about him retiring last year. This is probably his best year of his entire career.
Wow.
He's playing better in year 13 or 14, whatever he's in right now, than he did in year 1 and 2. It's
You
incredible.
think it's because of the podcast or what? New Heights?
Oh, it might be.
Made
Blowing
a new
up.
diet.
But this is the thing, right? Early in the game, we saw him getting up the field, and now he gets a little nosy here. We get on here, and look at Kelsey. Target's already locked. Look at him being patient. And then he's going to do my favorite move, the one where you put the arms down, you leave your feet, and you missile. There it is. Look at that. You stop it. Both feet are in midair.
Look
at that.
Jungle, Nick.
Look at that. Both feet in midair. Oh.
Jeez, Kelsey.
Good God.
Do you think Nick went the Joey route and after they lost was like, it's okay, I'm rich?
To Kelsey.
Well, Joey flew on commercial too immediately afterwards of sleeping in the Philly plane, or in the airport, which, you're going to get got when you're sleeping in public after telling people you're rich.
Bingo.
That's going to happen. Planes are expensive, though. Gas is absurd. I understand exactly why he's doing it, being frugal with his money. That's
Smart.
smart. That's why
Smart.
people remain rich.
Smart.
Lives in L.A., too.
It's a long way.
Yeah.
That's very expensive. It's like $75,000 probably.
I mean, how good is Jason
Yeah, but
Kelsey
he's
feeling
rich.
right here? He's rich. Look at this. Look at this little creep up move.
Defensive player of the year, nonetheless.
Defensive player of the year. Oh, I think the next play involves the defensive player of the year as well.
No, more.
Hey, what do we got here? Low unbalanced.
Overload!
Little unbalanced.
Holding, maybe?
Little unbalanced. They're trying to get the throwback over here. 94 does a phenomenal job kind of reading this out.
Ooh.
And then, ooh. And keep this thing moving, but we're going to watch Mailata on Bosa. Mailata, by the way, unbelievable year run blocking. Him and Dickerson have been a huge key to this run game.
And singing.
And
Yeah.
Great year.
No.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Wait.
Look,
Hands are
not a
inside.
hold. Not a hold, right? We heard Gene. Hands are inside.
You're getting dominated is what Gene said.
Oh, there it is.
He lays on him too.
Jesus.
She had her calf.
Yeah, because of cleat.
Yeah. Not Blake.
AQ, do you know how good does it feel if you're an O lineman and you have that right before he dumps him? When you know, oh, I got him, I can definitely take this guy down.
Listen, you feel it. There's so many times where you get a guy running and you feel him a little off balance, and you know that one little torque is going to send him over. It's the best feeling in the world.
He's like a teeter-totter there on the top.
Yeah.
Bosa's a dog, though, too. So is Mayotta, it sounds like.
Unbelievable.
You got Trent Williams, this big bump on here?
Do you guys understand how strong you have to be to pick up a human and slam him?
From the back there?
Yeah.
Yeah, people were saying, well, he wasn't even looking. It's like, well, nobody jumped on top of Trent afterwards either.
Yeah.
There was a lot of, whoa, hey,
easy.
Trent, whoa.
Hey, let's calm down. What's
AJ, what are you doing there? You throwing a big right if he does that to one of your teammates? I think you have to, don't you?
I mean, I'm probably acting like I didn't see it, most likely. If Trent Williams does that to my teammate. I'm going to go talk to the ref or maybe grab some other guy that's not really doing it. Look, nobody goes, I mean, they kind of do, and then they're like, oh, wait, that was Trent. No.
Yeah, all right. Trent,
quick back away.
By the way, Trent he should feel good about everything. I mean, granted, being able to do that to another professional athlete is awesome. I wish I had that power. Brendan Graham kind of got in his face a little bit, but didn't want to, it's 31-7, fourth quarter. Let's not get stupid here. We got a game coming. And also that is Trent. But I think Trent should look in the mirror sometime and say, everybody on earth that is in the football world knows that I'm the biggest dog in the yard. That has to feel pretty good. Hey, congrats, Trent.
Congrats, Trent. You did it.
Congrats, Trent. That's pretty good. And he tips plays. Obviously, we learned that earlier in the year. Yeah. He's a fucking dog. They're all back, huh? You think the Niners are going to fall off or no?
Trent's there for 5 more years. I think he just signed a 6-year deal.
Congrats to him getting that bag. He deserves it.
Go, Trent.
And he got like $10,000 more just to
Bakhtiari.
Just to be the highest paid.
Real quick, how many yards did the Chiefs and the Bengals rush for? How come they weren't a part of in the trenches?
Yeah, so it was tough. It was tough sledding trying to find that. I think combined, the Chiefs had maybe 37 yards. The Bengals had 20-something yards. So
who wins the Super Bowl?
Philadelphia Eagles.
Hell yeah.
Lean on the big boys.
Because of that.
Lean on the big boys.
Because offensive lines can travel, they say. In the biggest moments, if you have the ability to move bodies, you'll be able to do it. It doesn't matter the situation.
That's it. I mean, the only chance they got, like I said earlier, is Mahomes got to have a superhuman day. Chris Jones, obviously a stud, but
Glad.
Possible.
I think they'll be able to handle it.
All right, we appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.